Hello, 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 everyone. It's Brenda Douglas, aka Real Estate Diva, and it is that time of year. It is time for spring cleaning, right? It is time to purge your closets and get rid of things in the house that you no longer need, right? So here we go. Junk mail. All of us have newspapers and magazines. Some of you have magazines and the circulars with the coupons and things of that nature. You want to get rid of junk mail, okay? Storage containers that have the ones with the missing lids, right? The tote is wide open. Now, let me just say that for some of the totes, you can actually go to the store and get a lid for the container or the tote. But if you do not have a lid, or you're not able to get a lid for the container, it may not be worth keeping. Okay, so storage containers with missing lids, you may want to get rid of them. The whole idea of a tote is to be able to close it and seal it and protect your items, right? But without a lid, you can't do that, right? Expired seasonings and spices. So look in your kitchen cabinets to see if you have any spices that are outdated. And also, while you're at it, check the refrigerator. Any outdated food, go ahead and get rid of it, right? Magnets that you no longer like. Some people have a lot of refrigerator magnets on their refrigerator. Well, if you no longer like them, go ahead and discard them, right? Extra coffee mugs. Listen, if you have more than enough coffee mugs, right, you can purge them and get rid of some of them and go ahead and donate some of them to Goodwill. That would be good. Or go ahead and sell them. Extra pots and pans. If you have an overwhelming amount of pots and pans, go ahead and downsize and get rid of some of those things, because they could be a blessing to someone else, right? Including those little measuring cups and spoons. If you have several sets of those, go ahead and donate some or sell some. Now, before we go any further, let me share the quote of the episode, which comes from Peter Walsh. What I know for sure is that when you declutter, whether it's your home, your head, or your heart, it is astounding what will flow into that space that will enrich you, your life, and your family. Small gadgets and appliances that you do not use, right, or haven't used. Like, for example, a can opener, or perhaps a bottle top. What is it called? A bottle opener, or a corkscrew even. Any of those little gadgets that you don't use or aren't planning to use, go ahead and donate it or get rid of it. Old coupons and receipts. If you have them, just kind of collect them, but they're outdated, they've expired, or you can't even read them, go ahead and discard them, get rid of them. Expired medications. Now, there is a proper way to discard of medications. First of all, the bottle itself. You should never throw away a bottle that has your information on it. So you want to, I peel away the label, or they have those markers where you can kind of scrub over it, and it will hide, all of your personal information, right? So you want to remove your information before discarding it. Now, the medicine itself, now let me just say, it is not advised that you pour your unused medications down the toilet or the sink, for that matter. It could contaminate the, I don't know if contaminate is the right word, but it can harm the fish and the animals and things of that nature, the ones that are in the sea. But what you can do is that pharmacies typically have a drug take back program, or a way for you to return the unused medications. I know CVS has it, and I know that Walgreens has it. So places have it where you can, they have it where you can return the unused medications that you have, take it back to their locations or wherever they tell you to take it. Okay, but do not, I repeat, do not flush unused medications or expired medications down the toilet. Okay. Get rid of stained or discolored or frayed towels and washcloths. Now, it is true that some of those can be used as cleaning rags. What they used to do traditionally, you can use those as cleaning rags. But if you have an excess amount, excess excess amount, go ahead and get rid of them, guys. Don't keep the clutter. Get rid of it. Any old cosmetics, like speaking of which, I have a few bottles of foundation that is, old and dried up. I ran out of it, and so I still have the bottles for some reason. So I have like 2 of them. I need to get rid of them. Throw away old, outdated cosmetics, right? Cosmetics that you don't use anymore or that you run out of. Go ahead and throw away the tube, right? Old shampoo, conditioner that you have, go ahead and toss out the bottles. There's no need in keeping them. Now, listen, in terms of the soap, now this is a big one for me because when the soap, I have this thing where I need to have lots of suds, right? When I'm bathing. And so when the soap gets down to a certain amount, I feel like there's not a lot of bubbles. There's not a lot of suds, right? So I hold on to those and I keep saying, oh, I'm going to melt this soap down and make it all into one big ball of soap. And I have yet to do it, right? So listen, if you have no plans for keeping that soap, or something you may use the soap until it disappears. If that is your story, that's fine. However, those of us who have the little small pieces of soap, listen, melt it down, make it into one, or discard it, right? That's what we're going to do. That's going to be our spring challenge, right? Listen, if you have old toothbrushes that you still like to keep around or have around, then discard it, right? Now, yes, I understand that some people use the toothbrush to sculpture the baby hairs on their hair, right? But you don't need more than one, right? So you don't need more than one toothbrush, right? Don't hold on to a lot of old toothbrushes, right? Same thing for toothpaste containers. Again, when you get to the point where you're squeezing the toothpaste out and there's nothing coming out, you've even cut it open for you to get to the excess toothpaste. Listen, there's no need in holding on to it. Go ahead and discard it. All right, so it is a new year. So if you still have sunblock or suntan lotion, that is now expired, it's old, it's crusty, it's hard, it is dried up, basically, go ahead and toss that away, right? You don't need it. It probably has lost its strength, and not to mention, its strength is the main thing. Go ahead and discard it. You don't need it. Listen, if you have old eyeglasses or sunglasses that you don't use, there's no need in holding on to those frames, guys. There are other people who desperately need them, right? They can't afford to buy glasses and frames and things of that nature. Go ahead and donate them. Find someone who could use them, but don't hold on to them when you can be such a blessing to someone else, right? So, again, don't hold on to old eyeglasses. Toys. Oh my goodness, there's so many children who have so many toys that they don't even use anymore, toys that they don't even play with anymore. I'm a very, very big bargain shopper. I love going to thrift stores. Listen, And I honestly believe that one person's junk is another person's treasure, right? If you don't need it anymore, if you don't use it anymore, give it away. Give it away so that you can be free to receive, right? Give so that you can receive. So any toys that you don't see your children playing with, instead of them just being like laying on the ground or just causing clutter, go ahead and get rid of it, donate it, right? Even if you sell it, turn it into money, turn it into cash, right? Turn it into cash, sell those items, guys, sell them or donate them, but just don't allow them to clutter your home, right? Any unused equipment that you may have for a hobby, like for example, exercising. People have treadmills and things of that nature that excuse me, that they don't use. Go ahead and get rid of it. Again, donate it, sell it, but don't allow it to clutter your home, right? The other thing is that some people are very, very much into hobbies, so many different hobbies that I can think of. Craft, what is it? Crocheting, needlepoint. There's so many hobbies out there. Listen, if you have an excess amount of supplies and some of you don't even do the hobby anymore, look, get rid of it. Again, be a blessing to someone else. Either donate it or sell it. Donate it, sell it, or if you keep it, it needs to be in an organized space, like in a tote or something, or, just tucked away. Okay, so any access hobby equipment or supplies, go ahead and get rid of or donate. Now, unmatched socks or worn socks, and let me tell you what is a pet peeve of mine, and that is holy socks. I cannot stand to see I don't know what it is. It just makes me cringe. I don't know what that is. But if you have socks that are around that have a hole in it, or like I said, is worn, or you don't have the match to it, go ahead and get rid of it. Now, if you have stockings or tights or things of that nature with holes in it, if you have shoes that are worn out and have holes in it, you barely wear them, go ahead and get rid of them. Now, let me just say something, guys. Now, there are some things that you can donate to the thrift store and people may be able to repair them, right? So, like, let's say, for example, some jeans, right? Or some pants, right? And the seam has a little tear in it. Well, someone can probably purchase that from the thrift store and then repair it and make it like refurbish it type of thing. But there are some things that just cannot be repaired. So I just want to encourage you to be mindful of what it is that you donate to the thrift store, because people like me go there in hopes of finding something. And I'm not refurbishing anything. I'm just not to that point. I just don't like it. So I'm just not going to. So people like me will go into a thrift store expecting to find some treasure, and then I find some real junk. Like, come on now. Be mindful of what you donate to the thrift store, right? So also some sheets. If you have bed sheets that are worn out or discolored, even your clothes, if they're worn out and discolored, as in no one else can benefit from them, you can either cut them up and make something out of it, or just get rid of them, guys. Trash them if you need to, right? Clothes that don't fit, coats that don't fit, instead of having them just hanging up in your closet, get rid of them. Again, donate them. Don't allow them to clutter your space, right? And there are people who can absolutely use them. That can be a real blessing for them, right? Coats can be expensive. Any clothes that have stains or holes, or if they're too short for you, go ahead and get rid of them. Again, you can sell them. You can turn your items into cash. Just don't allow them to clutter your space. Turn them into cash, or donate them, or give them to someone, right? Give them to someone. That's all right for you to give them to someone. Okay, gloves and mittens that don't have a matching pair, go ahead and trash them. The other thing is, again, you can take some of that fabric from the clothes and everything, from the clothes and the mittens or anything that's material. You can actually use that fabric for something else if that's what you're into. If you are not into maybe making patches or sewing, if that is not your thing, don't fool yourself. Go ahead and donate those items, or like I said, make some money off of them, right? Any old underwear that has holes in it, that has stains in it, go ahead and trash them. Okay? Go ahead and trash them. Don't hold on to it, right? DVDs or VHSs, or I'm trying to think those old things that we used to have, and CDs nowadays, because not a lot of, I don't have CDs at all, and I don't have DVDs, and I don't have CDs, DVDs, VHSs. I don't have any of those things anymore. So listen, if you have an excess amount of it, or if you don't need them, haven't watched them, you don't even have a machine for it, right? If that is you, go ahead and get rid of those things, guys. Get rid of them, right? Don't clutter up your space. Get rid of them, okay? If you have books that you no longer read, like I have the Kindle, I have the Kindle subscription, and Audible is what I have also. So, but I do have hard copy books, and there are some that I do like to reference. So if you're going to reference them and use them and you need to look back on them, that's one thing. But if you just have books that are just sitting around and you haven't even opened that book in a long time, look, be a blessing to someone else. Again, donate them or sell them to make some money, okay? And we've already went over DVDs and CDs. Same thing applies, right? Any old or used candles, if there's a candle that you have in your possession, but you don't like the smell of it, go ahead and get rid of it, guys. Again, someone else will be very excited to have what you're willing to get rid of, okay? Any dead batteries or pens or markers that don't work, go ahead and get rid of them, right? Any old computers and chairs and furniture, if you have an excess amount of those as well, go ahead and get rid of them, guys. There are so many things that if you look around diligently, there are so many things that you can get rid of or donate or even sell so that you can make extra money, right? So just look around and see what it is that you have that can either bring you cash or declutter your space, right? Old videos and gaming systems, right? Their gaming systems are the same way. They change over time, right? Used to be the Atari, then it was well, I don't know if it's in this order, but it used to be Atari, then it was Xbox, then there's what's that thing called, a Wii, and then like there's so many different ones, right? If you have a machine and then you upgrade it to a new one, you have an extra one just kind of laying there collecting dust. You rarely even use that one because it doesn't have all the bells and whistles like the newer one. Listen, again, someone else would think the world of that gaming system, okay? So be a blessing to them. Again, either sell it, let me slow down. Either sell it or give it to someone, right? Like I said, you may think it's no big deal, but someone else will think the world of it, and you would just make their day, right? So go ahead and get rid of any gaming systems that you no longer use. Listen, guys, I hope that this has been helpful. I know that I just went on and on and on, but listen, if you have items in your home that you can get rid of, go ahead and get rid of it. Don't hold on to it. Don't allow it to clutter your space, right? When you do not clutter, it clears your mind. I used to have this problem, but I had to learn to give everything a home, and I had to learn to make a decision. Do you want to keep this? Do you want to sell it? or do you want to donate it? Okay. And then once you make the decision, don't fall back on it. Go ahead and move forward and do one of the things, right? But do not allow things to clutter your space and clutter your mind, and more importantly, clutter your home. Okay. So listen, I hope that this has been helpful to you. Remember that when you declutter your space, you keep your mind clear of the clutter as well. Again, I hope that this information has been helpful to you. Feel free to leave any organizational tips or any comments or feedbacks from this. And do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Listen, whether you are in the market to buy or sell a home, keep your head up, your hopes high, and remember that it is not over until the keys are exchanged. Have a blessed day.